What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the. I'm sorry. Hello. Having technical difficulties here. Give me just a sec. All right, here we go. Good evening, everyone. I am RMZ, and this is the Healthy Mentality Live, a space created to normalize conversations men should be having about their health, including the role GLP-1s can play in changing long-term outcomes. These are conversations we need to feel more comfortable having with our friends and our families, and even right here on YouTube. Before we get started, a quick reminder, neither I nor my guests are medical professionals. Nothing you hear tonight is medical advice, just our personal experiences and perspectives. Always talk to your healthcare provider before making any decisions about your health. If you're finding value in these discussions, please like and share. It really helps the channel to grow. If you have questions, drop them in the chat with QQQ at the start of it so I can easily filter on the chat to find your questions for the Q&A session at the end. And of course, a big shout out to all our channel members, the Big Zeppers. With that said, welcome tonight's guests. And there he is. Grant, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Can you do a quick introduction of yourself?
Sure. Well, my name's Grant Campbell from West Virginia, and I've been on GLP-1 since January 19th, 25. So almost a year now, and have lost about 70 pounds. And I'm thankful for the journey I'm on and continue to be on.
That's nice. 70 pounds in under a year. That's amazing. Congratulations on
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
So, what has your relationship been with weight and health throughout your life?
Oh, it started when I was a child. I about 8 years old. I remember my pediatrician saying I had high cholesterol. I'm like, really? And and 8 years on and on, I always had a trouble with weight and them wanting me to always lose it. But interesting thing about the GLP-1 was that's not why I went on it originally. It was my diabetes type 2. So to have the benefit of weight loss along with the diabetes treatment was a double win for me.
Nice. And that's helping manage your diabetes as well, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do you remember when you first started struggling with obesity and how that impacted your daily life?
As a kid, you really don't pay attention to it as much when it comes to, except for maybe kids making fun of you a little bit. But I thankfully didn't have too much trouble with that. But, um, as I really got in my adult years and started working and such, I could just tell I was always tired and never really could keep up with anybody.
Yeah.
And so, and I couldn't sleep well, and it just, but, a lot of that I didn't realize how bad it really was
Yeah.
until I started getting better.
Yeah. So, do you recall a specific moment where you said something needed to change?
Well, it was probably about 2 years ago when I was 38. I started noticing that I need to get to a doctor, get regularly checked up, and work on whatever's wrong with me. And that's when he said at that point I was pre-diabetic and, of course, way overweight. And so I decided to do whatever he told me to do, and he put me on metformin and um, some other medicines for blood pressure and such. And I tried it, but I stayed sick all the time with it. I mean, there was no reprieve. I took it. It didn't matter what I ate. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be anything, and I was just sick every time. So I said, "Screw it, I'm not doing this," and I stopped again. Um, I I remember the worst time that finally got me to stop was I was on my way home from Thanksgiving. Had went down to North Carolina about 4 hours away, and I was on my way home and got sick. from the meals the day before, and I couldn't even drive home. I said, "This is it. I can't do this." So went back and forth, and from 38 to my birthday on January 16th of 25 when I turned 40, and I finally said, "All right, I need to get back to the doctor. I need to do something." So got with a new doctor and started fresh. And I told her I can't do metformin. I just can't. I need another option. And I had heard about Ozempic and stuff, but I really hadn't researched it. So she said, "Well, there's this, even newer medicine called Mounjaro I'd like to try you on." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm willing to try." And at that point in January, I had an A1C of 11.3 and a blood pressure of 150 over 110.
Wow.
And I had sleep apnea, had the CPAP, all that jazz. And so they started me at a 2.5. And after those first, I think I was on 2.5 for 1 month, and then I went up to 5 the second month. But after that first 3 months, they do quarterly blood work. Um, I went down from 11.3 to 7
Oh,
in
wow.
that short amount of time.
Wow. Metformin
And
is one of those medications that I have not heard one single good thing about
yeah,
from
it's
anyone.
interesting. I forget what channel I was watching the other day, though, that some people use it in addition to GLP-1s to help with weight loss. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? I guess making yourself sick. I don't know, but I don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
So you mentioned that you had sleep apnea, type 2 diabetes, hypertension. Did you have any other obesity related health conditions at the time?
My asthma used to be a lot worse too when I would exercise. I mean, I would just not be able to do much at all without gasping.
Joint pain, inflammation, or anything like that?
Yeah, I had a lot of swelling in the legs, and neuropathy was pretty bad.
So you mentioned that your A1C came down. Hopefully, it's down further now.
Oh
Have you
yeah.
seen any other remission since starting the medication? Improvement in your sleep apnea, your blood pressure, cholesterol levels, or anything like that?
It's all great. I actually just had blood work on the 3rd last week, and my A1C is now down to 4.9,
That's amazing.
and my triglycerides were 119, cholesterol 140. All in line. And I haven't been on my CPAP since March.
Wow. So you dropped your CPAP like 2 months
3 months in.
after. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
I
And
know.
your A1C is lower than mine, and I'm not type 2. That's really amazing.
Wow.
I think my last number
Wow.
was 5'1".
Yeah,
That's real
man.
amazing.
Well, the March number was 7. April, May, June was down to 5. September was still 5, and then 4.9 in December. So, now I'm on the end. It's like, I guess I better not go down too much lower because it's getting down there.
Were there any mental health related issues tied to your weight, and how's that improved over time, if so?
Well, I had the self esteem issues.
Yeah,
I didn't, I wouldn't look myself in the mirror much anymore or anything like that. And now that I've lost the weight, I feel a lot better. Uh, I take my shirt off to go swimming now. All that kind of thing, and
yeah,
it's really made me feel a lot better.
yeah. Was there any? It sounded like you were pretty gun ho about starting a GLP-1. Did you have any hesitancy?
You know, I guess not researching a lot kind of helped me too because I didn't know any of the cons either. So
Yeah,
I just jumped right in, and the pros just outweighed. Yeah, I've had side effects like most people probably do, even on the GLP-1s, but it's not been unmanageable.
yeah,
Um, the or diarrhea times, or one end or the other, constipation or diarrhea times. And um, I had some vomiting, but very rarely early on. Um, just getting used to it, I guess. But with each titration up, I haven't had too much of a inset on those side effects at all. And occasionally, if I do, I just take a Zofran, and it
Yeah.
helps a lot, and I move on.
Nice. And you're on Mounjaro, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm on
And
12.5 now.
12.5.
Yeah,
So your titration was pretty aggressive. It sounds like you started in
yeah,
January at 2.5 and you're all the way up to 12.5.
yeah.
Was there any discussion about was that done to bring your A1C down, or was there any discussion about slowing your titration pace down?
Um, I've left it up to my doctor every time, and I'm like, well, and she's monitored my weight and stuff, because she's, even though that wasn't the main goal for me, she's still been watching that too. And she said, well, it looks like you've slowed down a little bit. Let's go up again if you're willing. And I said, yeah, I'm willing. And every time I drop, at least 5 more pounds. So,
Yeah,
um, I never hesitated at it. And, if I had reacted worse, I don't think she would have been as quick. But where I've had a good, no, not a lot of reactions, she's just kept it going.
yeah. What's the longest you've been on a single dose?
I would say probably the 5, actually,
Yeah,
because I guess the 7 and what do they say? The halves are kind of like in betweens to get to
yeah,
the main dose. I don't know.
yeah,
So it seems like for the most part, the halves I was only on for about maybe a month. Um,
yeah.
but this time with the 12 and a half, she's gonna slow down and try to stretch it out as far as we can before I go to 15.
Nice. Yeah, and
Yeah.
some insurances are real sticklers about those half doses as well. They won't let you stay on it for more than a month for some people or some insurance companies.
Right. Well,
I know
thankfully mine's
mine
not
lets
like
me stay on it if I chose to, but there were some that
sure.
were really having struggles. They didn't want to move up, but the insurance wouldn't let them stay on it longer than 1 month at a time. They could go to the full dose. So if they were um, if they moved to 7.5, they would have to move to 10 or back to 5 if they wanted to stay on a particular dose.
Yeah. True.
Um, you mentioned you lost 75 pounds. What was your starting weight when you started? If you don't mind me asking.
Uh, 300.
300. So you're down to 225 now, and
Well,
is
it's about
that
230, 70.
230?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you is that where you want to hold, or are you looking to drop a little more?
Well, it's been on my mind a lot lately, actually. And, I've asked this question on a couple channels, and, it really comes down to what your doctor wants you to do. But, I've asked, is there any other way to figure out your ideal weight other than BMI? Because that number is kind of unrealistic for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
And, because I think mine says between 195 and 205 is the ideal. But, I've learned again by watching and talking to other people too that really it's just depends on the person, and again what your doctor thinks too. But um, that's a question I asked my doctor finally on the third, and she said, I really think 215 is plenty for you,
yeah,
based on my 6'2" height and all that, and her calculations. So uh, 20 pounds left, I guess.
nice. Yeah,
And this 20 pounds, is someone was saying the other day, will probably be the hardest weight you lose. And it's true, because, I've decided to start weight training about a month and a half ago. And, you know, with more muscle comes more weight, good weight,
yeah,
but still it's harder to lose when you're building that up. So,
yeah. Yeah, you'll look slimmer still though, even with that weight
true.
gain from the muscle. So
And the metabolism will hopefully get better with better muscles and all that. That's what I'm hoping, but it's just going to take time. And I feel good now, so if it takes me another 6 months to a year to lose that 20 pounds, so be it.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah. See, and that was me. I like I've often mentioned my initial goal was 225. I just wanted to get to 225. There was no rhyme or reason as why I chose that number. I just sounded like a good number to me.
Sure.
And I got there in, what was it, 29 weeks. I got there and I called myself going into maintenance, and I lost another 25 um 25 pounds before I eventually stopped losing weight. My body just wouldn't stop losing weight. But I think I finally got to my stopping point. I'm holding pretty close to that 195 to 200 range now. So
Great.
hopefully you'll find something that 215 will hopefully get dialed in for you.
Sure. Yeah. I'm excited for it to happen, but like I said, I'm happy now, so it'll happen when my body and decides to, because with my good habits and such, it'll happen. It's just
Yeah.
going to take time.
Yeah. So was your story like many others where you were kind of hesitant? You got the medication, but you were hesitant to take that shot.
Yeah.
You stuck it in the refrigerator for an additional week or two before you said,
Well, no, I took it pretty much. I think I went. I can't remember what day the 19th was on, but I think I took it on a Wednesday, and then I ended up taking the second one on a Monday, and I wanted to stick to Mondays. I just don't know why. I just liked Mondays, but my hesitation was the shot itself.
yeah.
I've never been big on needles. I'll get blood work, and I'm always looking away, because I don't want to see it. And so I'll admit it. My wife gave me my shot for the first 8 months. I'm just now finally doing it myself. Same with the C, Libra 3 thing here. I'd make her do it. I'm like, just do it. I can't. I remember the first time she did it. She said, "All right, I'm gonna count to three. One." Like, thanks. But
Are you
you know, go
are
ahead.
you rotating your injection sites? Are you going to the three places, the arms, the stomach, and the thighs, or are you just going around your stomach? Or
I'm just going around my stomach, as Gina from Anchor Moments says. Just do the clock around the belly button. That's what I
yeah,
do. I
yeah, that's
tried my
what.
thigh once, and it just didn't seem to go in as good there because I think I just had too much muscle there. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's
and
like me. I just go around my stomach. I done each thigh once and each arm once. The arms
mhm.
just arms were the worst.
Well, my arm hurts when I do the CGM. I mean, I'm like, gosh, I don't want. Once every 2 weeks is bad enough. I don't want to do it every week in my arms, so I just stick to the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about side effects. You mentioned nausea earlier. Is there anything else you experienced, like constipation or?
Oh yeah, I go back and forth on that. A lot worse before than now because I finally have started taking fiber supplements and
Yeah.
I do my Metamucil gummies every day, the Gruns gummies every day that has fiber and a lot of other things in it, and that's helped a lot with the constipation. Now with the diarrhea, I just kind of let it run its course, and then I take a Zofran, and that kind of helps stop that because it can actually make you constipated too if you're not careful. But
Yeah.
um, that those two things and the couple times I vomited was the worst things. I really haven't. Well, I don't know if you call this a side effect, but sitting down for long periods of time is a lot harder to do now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hurts,
Yeah.
but
I know
that's just how
exactly
I'm
what you're
losing
talking
weight.
about there.
I mean, I can be in a car for an hour and I'm just like, I have to sit up almost in the windshield just to get relief. I don't know. I said, man, I never thought I had that much padding, but apparently I did.
No more cushion back there. Have you, one
Uh,
thing that I've been experiencing lately is being cold. I was never
Yes.
cold before, but the
Oh,
last few months
man.
I've been cold. I mean, my
Oh,
house has been.
yes.
I was talking to Darium about this a few weeks ago. I look over at my thermostat in my house. It's at 75, 76, and I'm freezing. I got my jacket sitting right over here just in case I need to put it on during this thing. The last few
Yeah.
interviews I've done, I was just sitting here freezing.
Well, I used to keep it 68 all the time. My wife would just hate it because she would be freezing and I'd be comfortable. Now
Yeah.
she's all Gloria Day because you're cold too. So now we can both be warm. But, we went to Busch Gardens in Williamsburg this past weekend at Christmas Town, it's called. And I don't think I've ever been this cold in my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed 10 layers on, but I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And, I was finally about 7 o'clock. I was booking it to the car. I said, I'm done. I'm completely done with this because, you know, uh, my sister and her husband, they'd come over sometimes and they're like, man, it's hot in here. And I'm like, not to us, it's not. Because we're about 75 at least now.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Can you talk about how using a GLP-1 has changed your relationship with food?
the most it's done for me. I'll admit, sometimes I still eat some things I probably shouldn't, but the portion control has really kicked in,
Yeah.
and because of that, I think even a little bit of bad is not been bad for me. Occasionally, a fry here or whatever, but you know, caloric intake has really went down for sure, and that's something else I've been trying to deal with is not eating enough.
Yeah.
Um, I think they're recommending I still eat 2,300 calories a day. I might, if I'm lucky, get 15.
Yeah.
And um, you know, I, some say that can mess up your metabolism too. So I'm trying to adjust that. But
Yeah.
if you're not hungry, you're not hungry. And so like today, as much as it's not a good thing, I didn't eat breakfast at all,
Yeah.
except for my protein bar. That's it. And then I really ate not much for lunch, and then I finally ate a Smart Ones for dinner.
Yeah.
And so in that aspect it's really changed. Snacking, except for maybe Sunday nights right before my shot, occasionally I might eat a little bit more that night because
Yeah.
it's already wore off for the week.
Yeah. That and a
But
half life it wears off me. And
yes, yes. And so but snacking's a lot better. I found popcorn's my best snack go to. It doesn't fill
same.
you up too bad, but yeah.
I love popcorn. That's one of my
Yeah.
go-tos. You mentioned
Oh yeah.
about being full. One thing, Summer, the dietitian, was on a few weeks ago, and she mentioned this,
Yes.
and it clicked with me. There are times where I don't feel hungry, but if I start eating, I find out that
Hmm.
I can actually eat. So it's just the signal is turned off, but it doesn't mean that I'm not hungry. I can still sit
Good
down and
point.
eat. So I don't know if that's something and it sounds like you're still hitting the minimum required for men. I think it's 1,500.
Yeah.
If you're hitting that, so that's good.
Yeah.
So what other? You mentioned that earlier that you're working out. So what other habits are you building along with this tool, GLP-1 tool? Are you tracking? Are you doing cardio? What other things are you doing to supplement the
I,
tool?
I'm trying to track better now using that Fitness Pal app. Trying's a key word. I'm still not quite there as good as I need to be, but we're getting there. But and I try to work some cardio in while I'm at the gym too, like treadmill or the bike. But I've been centering more on weight training right now, mainly
Yeah.
because to be honest, I get there about 3 to 4 times a week, and after that hour, we gotta get going. I don't have a ton of time to devote to it with the kids and all, but been trying to vary it up. I have a trainer once a week. It's been showing me new things each week to do and work in. He actually showed me a cool little strong app that tracks all your workout and how many pounds you did and all that. Pretty neat. But it kind of forces me to do that break in between sets.
Yeah.
They say to wait that minute and a half or whatever, and if you're just sitting there, you feel better pretty quickly. So you're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't wait long enough. So that app helps me to do that.
That's
But
it's called Strong app.
yes, strong
Yeah.
app,
I might have
and
to
it's
look into
free.
that.
And it has all the exercises you can think of, from what's it called, the Belgium crunch or a Belgium squat, to um, incline bench press. I mean, it has them all in there,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool.
So have you experienced any slowdowns or plateaus on your journey? And if so, how have you handled those mentally?
Well, before, when I was still on 10, I got to where um, it was 240. I was sticking around. I wasn't going down anymore. And so then when I titrated up to 12 and a half, that's when I lost the other 10 pounds. And now I'm stuck there. But, again, I said that the weight training changes. I think a lot of that too, because a lot of the water weight that muscles gain and all that. But so, hopefully as the muscles continue to develop and my metabolism gets better, that'll break. But mentally, I try to follow what all my people and all the channels say, and uh, don't compare to others, and then don't look at the scale as something that determines your feelings. I mean, it's
Yeah.
data.
Yeah.
It's data. It doesn't mean you're doing bad. It just means that's what your body's doing at the time.
Yeah.
And you know, uh, even half a pound is never only. It's something, and be happy over it. But if it's a half a pound gain, as Barb posted the other day on her Substack, is that really going to matter in 3 years? No.
Nope. Nope.
So
Is there anything that you know now that you wish you would have known earlier in your journey?
not nothing that pops out at this point, really, because I've been fortunate since I just started in January 25 that there's been people like you and all these other channels, Anchor Moments, Downsized, On the Pen, all these people, Health at Any Cost, All Things Daily, all these. I
Yeah.
watch a lot of them,
Yeah.
that has helped support and educate me
Yeah.
from early journey on. So I really have been well informed and educated and through it all, to where I've felt pretty prepared through all this.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. All right. Let's talk non-scale victories. I know last week in the chat you mentioned that you went to an amusement park, Busch
Mm-hmm.
Gardens, I think it was.
Yep.
What are your most proud non-scale victories so far?
Um, well, definitely the A1C is the number one. That's a non-skill victory I holler about every day. But as for uh, like the roller coasters, obviously, thankfully, that non-skill victory came early on too. When I started going back in March, when the season really got going. We got season passes, so we go about once a month, and that March time, it was like night and day from the time before. I
Yeah.
guess it was the March before, and that fear was still in there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, am I going to fit today?
Yeah.
And you know, first one, oh, that's not bad. And then the second one that wasn't quite as easy to get in as some, hey, I got in there.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that day was one of the most fun I've had in a theme park in a long time, because I could do it
Yeah. And
without, I've been told to get off the ride before. because I just couldn't get it to click
Yeah.
or click enough or whatever the case might be. So, not having that fear anymore is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm chuckling because I did the same thing. I went to an amusement park for my 50th birthday, I think 5 or 6 months into my journey. And I
wow.
had the same apprehension, especially
Yeah.
getting on that first ride. It's like, am I going to be able to fit? Are they going to tell me to get off? Is it going to
Yeah.
latch correctly? So I know exactly what you're talking about. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Well,
interrupt you there.
no, you're fine. It's just so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, here's all these people already ready to go, and then you're there with a guy on you going,
Yeah.
and it don't work, and
Yeah.
it's so embarrassing. So that was great. Riding in an airplane. We went to Panama City back in September. Easiest I've ever been to get in the seat on an
Yeah.
airplane. Now, I have never been as bad to not fit at all, but that belt was pretty tight.
Yeah.
And so just to get in there and not even uh, worry about that either was awesome. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Um, trying to think of some more.
Your lab
There's
works.
more, and I'm just blanking out. Yeah, the lab work's big, but
Yeah.
there's been a lot of non-body related ones too.
Yeah.
Um, around home here, West Virginia, you got a lot of mountains and trails and all that you can go on. That's our big thing here is parks.
Yeah.
And my wife and kids and in-laws love going hiking. And there was a time I would still go, but we'd usually do it on Sundays after dinner. And I would go, but I would always say, make sure there's no hills
Yeah.
because there's some that are flatter, and make sure it's not very long.
Yeah.
And they would try to accommodate, and okay, still have trouble keeping up. But now, we were on a trail even last week in 40 degrees because I can keep up now. I'm in the lead now. My wife has to tell me to slow down sometimes, and not that she needs to, the kids do, but it's night and day on that too. Something I enjoy doing out in the nature, and not having to worry about getting winded and having to sit down every 2 minutes.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
What about clothing? Have you
Oh,
gotten rid of a lot of
yeah.
clothes
That's
lately?
Yeah, buddy. I see that was another fear a little bit that I had when I first started noticing the bagginess. I'm like, do I actually get new clothes yet? Or do I just keep these because I'm just going to gain it back anyways? And then as time has went on, I'm like, I'm not gaining. So, my wife, being a woman, she always gets clothes and stuff, and it was rare that I ever got anything. Even I keep the same old baggy stuff,
Yeah.
but now she's the first pair of jeans. I was at 44 inseam, and I waited until I was down to 36,
Wow. Wow.
and she said, "You need to go to American Eagle. Try that," because she knew that would be the ultimate victory right there if I could fit in something there, because
Yeah.
it's hard for a bigger
American Eagle.
person to get
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. So I go, and you know they have the different slim fits and relaxed fits and whatever. So I tried slim and they fit, and I'm like, what? and But I didn't want to be known as now you're going to be a skinny jean guy. So I went with the in between that and relaxed. But when I got those 36, I started at 38. I said, let's just go Goodwill or something. I don't want to spend a lot of money on stuff yet until I know I'm going to be close to what I'll probably be for a while. And those were 38s. And I'm like, well, let me just try 36 here at this store, and they fit. And to be honest, I may be stuck at 230 right now, but like you said already, inches still go away.
Yeah.
And I'm declaring I'm getting closer to 34 every day. So I got one of those groove belts. I don't know if you ever seen those that
I
they
have
don't
one.
use the, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just the other day I tightened it a little more, and
Yeah.
I'm like, woot.
Yeah.
So um, ever since ever since she got me to go there, I'm hooked. And I keep getting random orders online and getting delivered. She's like, "You got another American Eagle shirt? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Cause they fit good and they feel good." And I'm getting all these long sleeve shirts because I never got that either. I was too
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting all these flannel long sleeve things and still being cold. But you know, I got that. And what's that one brand? Faboletics, I think.
Yeah.
They got some cool pants that I really like for dress pants.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that, joined that membership. She's like, "Okay, okay, you're good now."
Slow down.
So that's been glorious, really has.
Nice. So what changes have the people around you noticed? Have they
Well,
noticed
the
something
weight,
different? Yeah,
yeah,
just
the
wait.
the weight. And when I started getting the clothes, I started getting nicer looking clothes too. Um, I go to church now with a suit coat on and stuff that, before I'd try to wear one and it just looked like a tent, that stuck out because my gut was in the way. So I
Yeah.
just stopped wearing them. Now I'm wearing them again, and they're asking if I'm going to preach. I'm like, no, no, no preaching today. I lead singing, but I don't preach. So that's a big thing people's notice is the weight. And man, you look nice today. I'm like, thank you. I think I always looked all right, but I appreciate you notice.
Yeah. All right. So can you talk about you've been on this journey for 11 months now, um, almost a year. How has this journey shaped your mindset around health and self-care?
It's so much more a priority now, so
Yeah.
much more. And you know, uh, I like doing stuff like this, and trying to support other people locally. I don't have a lot of people around me locally that at least I know of that are on GLP-1. Some people don't tell you. Um, but I try to talk with them and support them. And Facebook, there's been some people, not be able to stay on it because of insurance. So I've been trying to help them with that because downsize all these other places push the compound choice, and they didn't. A lot of people around here didn't know about that. But you know, so it's made it a priority for me and priority to help others as I can. And um, I don't want to go back. And I pray my insurance continues to cover this. But even if something happens, I pray I can stick with it and not go back because I know if I do, it'd be pretty tragic.
Yeah. I feel you there, 100%.
Yeah.
Um, so how has your confidence changed and your sense of possibility? How has that changed across your journey?
It, you know, it's just, it's opened so many possibilities in my brain that I never even thought about in the past. You know, uh, I guess the clothes thing is the big thing. I never thought it was possible to wear what I do now. Um, and being able to go to a gym and weight train and exercise or anything, I never thought that was a possibility at all before. Um, the and the oomph wasn't there, the
Yeah.
want wasn't there, but now I want to go. I mean, it's a priority in my life now. So that possibility has been great. And you know the results from that, is it's just amazing how quick it's happened, and
Yeah.
how effective it's been. Even lifting a box the other day, it was usually heavy from my porch. It was not that heavy. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, things are
Being in the
changing.
gym.
I'm
Yeah.
responsible. Yeah.
Love that. So at what point did you take the injection and know that it's actually working? You're seeing changes. Was it pretty early on in your journey or
It was it was at least within the first month. I was kind of fortunate to see some results fairly quickly because I know some people take 2 to 3 months, and it just depends on the body and
yeah,
everything. But um, I was fortunate. It was in within that even the 2.5.
love that.
Yeah.
Do you can you pinpoint the hardest part of your journey? Was there something that was hard?
You know, just adjusting to what I need to do. It's hard breaking old habits, even if you're not hungry. I mean, there's still some old habits there. Um, and that's been the hardest thing, because snacking was a big thing at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, drinking a Mountain Dew and downing half a can of Pringles. you know, and that's another interesting thing too. Is I cannot handle caffeine like I used to either.
Yeah.
Um, Meaning that I used to, like I said, drink a Mountain Dew at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm zonked out by 11. Didn't affect me at all. Now I'm up till 4 if something if I forget and drink some caffeine too late. I mean, I don't know if it's just because there's less of me for it to absorb into. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's been a big thing and an adjustment,
Yeah.
because I was a big pop drinker,
Yeah.
and even diet drinks. I've tried to kind of go off of them as much as I can because another thing I've learned is hydration. Hydration is key, and the more water. Well, you can't drink too much water, but you have to drink you know enough to get your body hydrated and keep it that way. And I had a little scare uh, after my June blood work. My creatinine started inching up on me,
Mm.
and it's because I wasn't drinking enough water.
Yeah.
So once I've been trying to do at least 60, 80 ounces a day. That went back to where it should be.
Nice.
Um, Potassium's another thing that got out of whack for some reason. And even though there's sugar in it, if I do it right, it's still okay as orange juice. I have to drink at least one a day to keep that up because I don't like bananas. I'm still adjusting my taste, and texture is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And bananas, no, thank you. So,
Are
I
are you
mean, I
doing
know
any
there's probably others. Go ahead.
are you doing any electrolytes?
You know, I haven't done any Gatorades or anything, no. But
Like the liquid
that's
IV
true.
packs or something of that nature?
Now, I haven't had to go that far yet. Just doing the orange juice and stuff has got me back to, I think, 3, and it was trying to drop below that for a while.
Okay.
Um, and I noticed heart palpitations from that too. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I'm like, why am I going to sleep feeling my heart beating like this? And it was my potassium was low.
Yeah.
And you know, uh, I think Gina was one that kind of helped me figure that out. She said, "You need to go to your doctor, but that sounds like you got something low."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
um,
you're consuming less, so you're gonna consume fewer electrolytes as well. So that's why I supplement with you know, people have their different brands, but I do Element. I do it daily. Some people do it once a week or a couple times a week, but it all
mhm,
depends on the individual. You got to make sure you're getting
good.
those electrolytes in and other daily vitamins in because if you're eating less. And again, not medical advice. I'm just speaking.
No, no,
Yeah,
from experience,
yeah,
exactly. And not only did I do the Metamucil and Greens gummies, but now I do the Premier Protein, which I was doing Neri, and I still like Neri, but the Premier Protein came out with this caramel flavor. I
Yeah,
love it.
that's a good one.
And so I drink that, and then I have a Kind bar for more protein. And I'm not trying to do an infomercial here, but there's there's another one. I forget the pretzel name. They're protein pretzels though, Lenny and something.
I know
And
which one you're talking about. Yeah,
those are good. And
yeah,
I tried one bars. I couldn't hardly get those down. I just they were very thick and just didn't like them. Now I like Built bars too, the marshmallowy looking
yeah,
things. So the protein and fiber have been big things, as Mindy and others have told me. You gotta keep the protein in, or you'll start using your muscle up again. So
yeah. So have you faced any judgments or for being on a GLP-1?
for the most part, no.
Yeah,
Directly, never. But I've had a few that don't quite agree with it, and you know, I just don't worry about
yeah,
it. I move on from it. That's their opinion. They're entitled to their opinion. Fine. But I, I I've learned again that obesity is a disease, and this is a medicine that's been developed to help that disease as well as my diabetes. And um, that if there's an option that has been proven to work, and thankfully no other side effects have been discovered, that's detrimental, then I say use it.
yeah.
But some people don't agree, and again, to each his own.
Now, are those that are in disagreement, are they in the you took the easy way out camp, or are they in the misinformation camp of you're going to get cancer or you're
More, probably more the latter, but some just aren't for a lot of medication at all, anyways.
yeah,
So that's just another one on the list of blood pressure and stuff. All these that and yeah, I would love not to be on anything, but again, it's either do this and get a lot better results, or try not to and then go even longer with the bad effects and the bad numbers, to where you're risking your life longer. So
yes,
that's what I say.
agreed.
Yeah.
So, do you have any goals that you're working towards now?
Main one is just getting that 20 pounds off,
Yeah,
and building and toning.
nice.
Yeah.
And and I think I know the answer to this. Do you see yourself using this long term?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I really think the main thing is going to determine that is insurance over time, but thank God I still have one that does it. And as long as it's covered, I'm going to be on it. And,
nice.
I'm going to be like these other people. It's been on 100 weeks, I feel like I am.
And what advice would you give someone that's starting out on a journey right now?
Just don't give up, no matter the reactions. Now, again, everybody's different, no doubt, but keep trudging on until you know for sure how your body's going to react, without making a lot of, just follow what your doctor says. And, don't let the first few nausea upsets deter you. And then on the flip side, if you don't have any results for a while, don't let that deter you either. Again, I was fortunate in the first month, but there's so many people that 2-3 months down the road, they're still not seeing anything, but then they finally do and have great success. They just got to keep at it.
Yeah, great advice. All right, let's look at some before and after here. So this is a recent picture. I'm guessing of you went to Disneyland or just got a Disneyland shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Disney
It's
World
well,
maybe.
Disney World.
Yeah,
Yeah. Disney World for me. Yeah, that was this past September.
yeah,
And that picture before, it was Christmas one year. I think I was probably 38 there.
yeah.
So about 2 years, 2.5 years
Is that at
apart
your
there.
maybe at your highest weight or thereabout?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I stuck at 300 to 310 for a long time, and I was down to three in January, down from there. So this
So
is,
you recently
yeah. Go
did
ahead.
this is a scan, and this is something that I would recommend for anyone. Again, I'm long overdue for a follow up on mine. I got a DEXA scan. Is this a DEXA scan or an body scan?
No, I don't have one local to me. I'm going to have to make a special trip to Charlotte or something here in the near future to do one of
Yeah,
those. But Anytime Fitness is the gym I'm in, um, and they have what they call an eVolt
yeah,
body scanner.
okay,
And it's pretty much just a glorified Hume body pod thing, but um, it's included with my training and all, and it's free. So I'm
yeah,
saving the $200 on a Hume
yeah,
scale for now and just doing it there. Plus, they only do it once a month, so it helps me not to do it every day. And I do the scale every day, but I don't do all the measurements every day. So it helps show the results. I think a little better a month apart.
yeah. And
And
that's the key thing. This is a month apart. You recently started weight training for the first time on this journey,
yeah,
like a month and a half ago, and you're already
mhm,
seeing progress here. Your lean body mass looks like it jumped up almost 6 pounds or
mm.
thereabout, and your
Yeah. I think
fat
these are.
mass,
I don't know if these are kilograms or pounds, but either way,
yeah,
oh no, it's pounds because all those add up to my total weight.
yeah,
That's right. Um,
and your
yeah,
fat mass dropped as well.
yeah,
So great results there.
and then skeletal mass. I forget what that means, but I think that's good to go up too. From what I
Yeah,
actually have all those meanings here, but yeah, skeletal mass is the muscles attached to all the bones that you
yeah,
utilize. So my muscle went up. Yeah.
yeah.
So that was from October 24th to December 3rd. I went to the doctor and to the gym the same day.
Yeah. Now these are in
Yep.
kilograms. So you gained 3.6 kilograms in that month period
Yep.
on your skeletal muscle mass,
Mm-hmm.
total fat mass, your water weight is the same.
Yep.
So that's a great. So again, I would recommend anyone that, um, especially if you're starting out on a journey, get a DEXA scan if you have something near to you. There's DEXA Fit is a nationwide
Mm-hmm.
outfit, and Body Spec is a nationwide outfit. I think Body Spec has the better pricing. I don't have one near me. I have a DEXA Fit
Sure.
in town, but if you have a Body Spec near you, look into that because they have the best pricing. But if you can get a DEXA scan at the start of your journey and then continue it on throughout your journey, that'd be great to compare. But this is excellent work.
Absolutely.
Is is there a reason why you waited to start to start weight training?
No, I just hadn't really thought of it. Again, I was still, and in my mind, anti-gym. Like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
I don't want to be around all these smaller people. Well, wait a minute, I'm some smaller now. I think I'm gonna try. So that's plus, you know, getting on with a trainer took a little bit and stuff. And because I had no knowledge of the machines, anything like that, so I knew I needed somebody to show me
yeah,
um, how to do, what to do, how much to do, all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And it's really nice. I wish I could go to them more than once a week, but you know, once a week is a little bit costly in itself when
yeah,
you're doing
yeah,
101. I
yeah,
guess I should do group, but I just didn't want to do groups. So
yeah, yeah. Man, still congratulations on getting started on that. That's awesome.
thank you.
Let's keep
Thank
that
you.
up. Are you
Absolutely.
game for some questions, some Q&A here?
Absolutely.
All right. First up is from Mel B. Sounds like you're doing well, progress over perfection. Brent, you look very healthy, skin, hair, and just saying, do you take any supplements?
Right. So the main vitamin supplement I take is that Groon's gummies once a day. Uh, I don't have one with me right now, but it has about every green vitamin and other vitamins that you would want, B12, everything, as well as fiber. Some people say gummies don't do quite as well, and they might not, but that's what I can stomach. I can't do the powders, not yet at least. So,
All right, so Traveling T has a question. Do you find yourself not recognizing your reflection in the mirror? Walking in department stores is shocking.
oh yeah, yeah, I definitely do. I right before I went to Busch Gardens last weekend, I did think I had enough to get a better coat that fit me, and I was in Kohl's looking in the mirror, and I'm just like, I got to go down a size on this thing. It's amazing.
Uh, no other questions.
Yeah,
Maybe I
I
just
wasn't
did such
really.
a great job of asking questions. They didn't have any, and I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah. um, well, one
Getting my
one
getting my Lester hold on, as downsizing diva would say, calling me Lester.
well, one thing I did forget to mention, a struggle I've been through this past year, is hey Darian, is that I ended up actually before I started my GLP-1 with a wound in my foot that I didn't even know was there because my neuropathy had gotten so bad. And so I went to the doctor and all, and uh, we actually discovered it when we were at the beach, June of 24. And I never wear anything but black socks, it seems, so you don't see anything like blood. Well, I had white socks on that day and got back to the room, and my wife said, "Why is your foot bleeding?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so we got to looking at it, and I'll spare you all the picture of that. It looked pretty rough though. And uh, so as soon as I got home, I think it was 4th of July weekend. Went to the ER, got referred to a vascular doctor who started treating it. A year later, June of 25, I still had the wound and ended up with an infection that tunneled up to my toes. So on June 15th, I ended up in the ER and ended up going to the hospital. And it was a more local hospital that didn't really specialize in anything. So they were telling me I need to lose 2 toes after they did an MRI. And, I just turned 40. I said, I'm too young. Well, nobody should lose limbs, but especially when you're 40. So I, uh, I finally got transferred to WVU, West Virginia University Hospital in Morgantown, where they have a lot more resources and facilities and specializations. And they were able to do a more specialized scan using isotopes in the blood and all this to identify exactly where that infection was. And thankfully, I got to keep all my toes and only lost the metatarsal bone of my second toe of my left foot. And then, of course, I was on IV antibiotics for 6 weeks even after getting home. And my wife was a champ, giving me that every day. And you had to push it through a PICC line, they call it. And, finally, after that 6 weeks, I go back to the foot doctor with x-rays, and he says I'm doing great. Because he had also, in surgery, grafted some skin from the surgical site down to that wound, and it's now fully healed within not even 6 months. I mean, it was within 3 months, actually. It was healed completely after a whole year of dealing with that. got to the right person, thankfully. So, um, you know, but that just goes to show how diabetes can really, really affect you to a point where you don't even realize it. I mean, my feet were numb, and thankfully neuropathy is improving. I still have some, but um, I couldn't even feel. I mean, something tunneling up your foot. I mean, wow. And so thankfully, like I said, it healed, and uh, the X-rays I got last time even show some growth in the bone back, which I never knew you could do that. So it's just been a miracle from God that was caught when it was, and I was already on a journey to lessen my sugar to where it would facilitated the healing.
Yeah, incredible that the bone grows back.
Yeah, yeah,
That's amazing. So did
it
you,
is.
I'm assuming you had to stop your medication during that?
Surprisingly, I did not.
No? Interesting.
I know a lot of people say before surgery they have to stop it a week to 2 weeks in advance. Well, I get there and I'm like, I'm gonna get my shot. I gotta have my shot. So I got clearance. Obviously, I didn't just do it. My wife brought it from home, and they got clearance, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead, keep trying." And even the nurses there and doctors were amazed that I didn't have to have any insulin while I was in the hospital. I think it was 2 weeks,
Wow.
and I said, it's because of this shot, I'm telling you, because they would do my sugar. I mean, that was one place I had to get my finger poked every 4 hours, and that got old real quick. But uh, makes me thankful for the CGM more and more. But they only go by the blood, they don't go by the fluid that the CGMs do. So every time it was 80, 90. 80, 90, it stuck around under 100 almost every time. They even had to uh, give me orange juice one day to get it up from 60. So, uh, they were even amazed how well it does.
Got a super chat from G's. My guy G's, always coming through. Way to go, fellas. Congrats, Grant. Much love to an entire community. Keep pushing forward. Uh-oh, lost my,
It says overheated, shutting down. Uh-oh.
yeah. Let me change my, well, I have to fix that later. All right. And we do have a question from Darium.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. I had shared with him about my wife, who has lost 140 pounds since 2 years ago. She's actually been on maintenance about a year, just waiting to be approved for her skin removal surgery on Thursday. So she's excited, and she was not on GLP-1, and she was not gastric bypass or sleeve or anything like that. She has been able to lose it with 1,200 calories a day and low carbs and running, running, running. So she discovered her love for running because those endorphins, I guess, you get when you exercise like that. And so she is excited to have her abdominal area skin removed and become a new woman.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. And she's been my inspiration. I mean, it took me a little while, but I finally started listening to her because, of course, she was my main voice in my head saying, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor. So she's been a great support. That's kind of scanning here.
Yes, go
Okay.
ahead and ask your question.
Go for it. Go for it. Well, I've seen a lot of people I know in the chat. Thank y'all for coming. There's
Yes.
Jen, Calamity Jane, Traveling T, Howard Dream, Darian, Miss Gina, Kim J, Cookie. Wow, I've lost 60 pounds but maintained. That might be a better question for you, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, not medical advice. I don't know exactly all what you're doing. Um, you would need to make sure that you're getting active. The big thing here is that you need to make sure that you're getting cardio in and strength training. So if you look at the trials, they were doing 150 minutes of cardio per week. And if you break that down, that's 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So that's, walking or whatever you can do to do cardio. And they also did 3 days of strength training. So that doesn't mean that need to go to the gym. You can do some resistance bands at home. You can use your weight. You just need to do some kind of activity to make sure that you're activating your muscles, to make sure that you're in an appropriate calorie deficit. You don't want to be too low. You need to talk to your doctor or your dietitian to find out what your particular deficit should be, and make sure you're getting your protein. Um, and there's some people that will find that it's hard for them to lose weight because they're still drinking alcohol during this journey. And once they stop drinking alcohol, they start losing weight. Some people just won't have a craving for alcohol, so it's not a concern for them. So um, do those things and talk to your medical provider to find out what is going to best work for you. And it also may be a situation where you need to stack your medications to get over a plateau. Some people use metformin in addition to the GLP-1 or some other medication to help them lose weight. But again, talk to your medical provider to find out what's best for you. This is not medical advice from me.
Yeah, and I've never done semaglutide before, so I really don't know there on the dosages and all that. Uh, but yeah,
Uh,
once again, I just want to say how I appreciate all the support that you do and all the support that all the content creators do. Um, and like I said, I like to shout out Anchor Moments and Health at Any Cost and Small Things Daily and on the pen and downs downsized and all kinds of them. I know I'm forgetting some, and I'm sorry, but
yeah,
there's just so many, so much support, and I'm so thankful for it.
yeah. I saw Anchor Moments in the chat. Welcome, welcome. I see a lot of our familiar faces: Darium, Mel, Downsizing Diva, G's, Calamity Jane, JC,
Yep. Hard Rings, another content
Margarine.
creator.
I see Taisha, Kim J,
Yeah.
Cookie. So
Is Mel
many of
B
y'all.
one too? Mel
Yeah,
B might.
Mel B's in here
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. And
Anissa.
and then all the non-content creator
Yes.
supporters like
Yeah.
Darium and Mindy, Mary Mindy. I mean, they've been great support for me. And oh, can't forget about Twan's channel too.
Yeah.
She's been a good support.
Definitely. Definitely. Sorry, I lost my camera feed there. I'm not sure what happened. That's the first time that
Yeah,
never happened.
your camera got a little hot.
Yeah. First time that never happened.
Oh
Not sure
wow.
why. Uh, if there are if there are any more questions in here, if not,
Yeah, I hadn't seen any. I've been scanning too.
I don't see any. But if not, then I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your journey with us. I mentioned last week that I had someone in mind for this week, but they had to back out, and you reached out to me and volunteered to jump on, and I appreciate that. And
Absolutely.
It was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. I hope you did as well. I hope the
Oh,
chat had a great
absolutely.
time. Um,
Absolutely. I think there was somebody else that offered their services too in the chat there. If you want to look back here, Barrington Edwards looks like.
oh yeah, did forgot to mention Mayor Mindy was in the chat too. Hey,
Yep, she
Mayor Mindy.
was.
Uh, and that Edward.
Yeah,
Oops.
Barrington Edwards. He said that he'd love to chat with you as well. So
Reach out to me on email. You can find my email on my homepage on my link tree. Again, I won't give medical advice. I'll just tell you what I've done, or you can watch some of my videos. But again, I won't give medical advice, but I'll be happy to talk to you.
absolutely.
All right. Again, thank you. I am working on something for next week. If I don't have one next week, this will be my last one until after the holidays. I am taking a vacation, going up to
Great.
celebrate my grandson's first birthday on
Oh,
which will be the 23rd. So he'll get spoiled a lot. First birthday and Christmas.
oh
Um,
wow, 23rd.
yeah,
What rough.
yeah,
Y'all better do 2 different days of presents now.
yeah. So we're looking forward to that, spending some time away and with our
That's
kids
awesome.
and my grandson. So
Well, as I
if I
mentioned,
don't
let's
catch you
point
if I
this
don't
out.
catch you all next week, then it will be
Uh,
after the first before I do another live. But I'll probably do some more content in between time, at least up until next week.
I
But
wore
I
my
again
shirt for a reason because I was chilling with my nomies tonight. So,
love it, love it, love it.
well,
Again,
thank you,
thank you all
sir.
for joining us. I had a great time. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you all. You all have a great night.
You too, bud.